Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode in Return to KSP in 2025. This episode is going to feature a few failures of missions that we have in work. The first failure here is our Joel probe is coming up into a encounter in in about 30 days or so. When I was time warping to get closer to the encounter, I realized our signal strength was non-existent. And this happens to be because I only have one HD55 antenna on this probe, and the time that we encounter Joel, Kerbin is almost at its furthest point, so the distance, we basically don't have any probe control. So my goal here is I'm going to try to speed up time, even though we can't do the capture burn around Joel to satisfy the contract mission requirements. Is maybe, since it's taken us a little bit longer, since Joel does orbit slowly, maybe enough time has passed that Kerbin will be a little bit closer, and maybe we can get a little bit of signal before we exit the sphere of influence around Joel. So you'll see here trying to speed up time to show the encounter, but have no luck getting comms with the probe. So after not getting any comms with our Joel probe, we switched to our Eve lander probe. So this probe here we launched a little bit ago, and the goal is to land on the surface, and at a minimum land on the surface, and then if possible try to launch and return to Kerbin. As you will see here in our failure, we'll speed up time to get the encounter and capture burn around Eve. One thing you'll notice is that this was the probe that we launched, and after I launched, I realized we don't have any solar rays on the probe itself. We have solar rays on the kind of the transfer vehicle that's getting us to Eve, but once that is jettisoned, we're essentially on battery power for the remainder of the mission. So, I think at best, we'll hope to land on the surface, collect some science, and return the science to Kerbin through the comm. But most likely, we're not going to be able to use the probe to launch off Eve and return to Kerbin. So go ahead and get set up for the capture burn and orbit around Eve, and then we'll set up for the landing. completing our orbit insertion burn here, and as you can see, we had to jettison the orbit transfer vehicle. So now we are basically on battery power, so we have to be mindful of all the power that we're spending. And since we only have about 3,000 units in battery power, so that's going to have to last us until we get down to the surface, hopefully, and collect some science. So here I'm just going to set up a deorbit burn to get us into a trajectory to land on the surface. We're starting a burn. The idea here is it has the probe itself has two sets of parachutes, one for the descent down through Eve's atmosphere, hopefully aiding the touchdown and landing, and then we have another set of parachutes that will be used for the Kerbin descent. Like I said, probably will not ever use that since we'll be running out of power well before that, but we'll hopefully be able to get down to the surface. So one thing is we were collecting some science data on our way into the atmosphere, and this is where I realize I don't have, basically I just only have a deployable antenna for comm. So once I close that up, I'm going to lose communication with the probe, so that's going to prevent me from basically, controlling the probe during this descent. So I'm going ahead and arming the parachutes. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to burn, since this is going to be just a landing probe at this point, be able to maybe slow up, then I won't break the antenna. But as you can see here coming up shortly, while I'm trying to do some final preps for the landing, that would not have any luck, and actually even with the motor burning, I wasn't able to slow up my descent fast enough, and actually destroyed the prop module here at the bottom, as well as the antenna got broken off, and so essentially left with a probe that I can't control with. Starting to heat up, things are breaking because of the heat. This is what I knew I was pretty much doomed into the deep atmosphere now. Now we're on the heat shield, and at this point it's just a probe that has no control, no comms, just entering the atmosphere. So this will be at least a good test. You learn everything through failure, so this will be a good test. You'll learn a little bit from this mission that we can apply for our next mission to land on Eve. Obviously, we need basically a better descent setup, but we did learn that we can use the parachutes alone to basically control our descent all the way down, so we don't really need any additional propulsion maneuvers like if we were landing on the Mun or Mimas or any other planet without an atmosphere. So that's, we learned a couple things that we can apply for our next probe that we build to land on Eve. And as you see, we're descending down about 1,800 meters from the surface. Actually, the spot that we landed, or we're going to touch down here, is in the ocean, so we're not going to touch down on the landmass. But again, speeding up time, we can descend through Eve's atmosphere using just parachute, and so we can use that knowledge to apply for our next probe that we launched to land on Eve. found that the E probe was a failure, come back to the Jool probe just to see, since a little bit of time has passed, just to see if we can get comms with the probe. And of course, Kerbin hasn't moved enough to close the distance to allow us to close the link. So you can see here just a flyby of Jool without any control, no ability to communicate and send science. So this will be basically another failure. We'll have to launch another probe with a little better antenna, so that we can control and enter orbit around Jool. So that's going to be it for this episode. 2 failures to show you. Not everything goes according to plan. So I just want to thank everybody for watching. If you like the video, click the like button. Submit a comment if you have any feedback, suggestions. But thanks for watching, and until next time, talk to you later.